Reed, what up, bro? You want to work your team? I'll let you. Shout out to the Lost Boys. Y'all stay intact, all right? Peace right here in the building.
REED-BBS. BBS. Spence Crawford inching ever closer. So let's show some Bud love. Some Bud love. Terence Bud Crawford in this video. He's the B-side. B-side Bud. Second on the fight poster. He'll likely walk to the ring first. So let's give Bud his flowers first, shall we? 39-0, 30 KOs, WBO lightweight champion, undisputed super lightweight champion, all 4 belts, and reigning WBO welterweight champion, Terence Bud Crawford is vying for the WBC, WBA, and IBF welterweight titles held by the Truth, Errol Spence. And that ain't no lie. As we inch closer, Buddy hosted a hometown send-off in Omaha, Nebraska before heading off to training camp. He's made the media rounds. He was on First Take with Stephen A. Smith. Bud and Spence appeared on that together. He's done an interview with MMA Hour with Errol Helwani. And most notably, Bud was on $1 Million Worth of Game with Gilly the Kid and Wallow. And props to those two. They got Bud to open up in a way that we don't typically see in his mainstream interviews. The only other one that stands out to me where you got a true sense of who Bud is was a couple times he sat down with Andre Ward. Among things talked about and discussed in the video or in the sit down with Gilly the Kid and Wallow, Bud's current pound for pound, excluding himself and Spence. Bud listed Tyson Fury, Naoya Inoue, Gervonta Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, and Canelo Alvarez. When asked for his all-time pound-for-pound list, Bud named Roy Jones, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker, and Marvelous Marvin Hagler. He then said that his favorite fighters of all time were Roy and Floyd. Of course, Gilly and Wallow then asked him about Floyd, while Floyd wasn't on his list, and how a fight between Floyd and Bud would go. Bud didn't elaborate. He just said, me. I'm taking me over everybody. Floyd, whoever else. Bud wouldn't elaborate, so allow me to, just a little bit. I believe Bud's propensity to start slow, that would doom him, that would kill him against Floyd. You can't give up 3-4 rounds versus the best defensive fighter ever, arguably. So already you in a hole, and now you have to work doubly hard, be doubly aggressive, take extra chances just to try to hit this guy, to try to get even. You'd be playing right into Floyd's hands at that point with that strategy. I do believe Bud could beat a welterweight Floyd, but no go on the 35 and 40-pound Floyds, which are closer to Floyd's best weight of 130. Yeah, Bud could potentially beat the past prime version of Floyd at welterweight, but no, at the weights that they fought in common, 35 and 40, give me Floyd. Give me Floyd. Among other things, Danny Garcia called in. You know, him and Bud are cool. Gilly and them are from Philly area. And they got Philly ties. Danny called in, Danny Garcia, that is. Bozy Ennis and Boots Ennis called at separate times because they discussed when and if Crawford was offered a fight with Boots. It was all playful smoke. Bud did get a little serious, though, when Jermell Charlo came up. He said, that dude got to come see me. That dude a hoe. And from Bud's perspective, he said him and Charlo were cool. But then once Bud moved up to 47, into Spence's weight class, then all of a sudden Charlo's energy changed towards him. But, it is what it is. Boys will be boys. Fighters will be fighters. I have to ask, are you down with O.P.P? Yeah, you know me. Of course, I'm speaking of other people's predictions on the fight. Kell Brook, who's fought both Spence and Bud, said, I got to lean towards Crawford after how he dealt with Porter. He did say Spence is the harder puncher. Triple G, he said Crawford probably. James Toney said Errol Spence is going to get KO'd. Usyk said, I think Terence win. And through his interpreter, Usyk spoke on how him and Crawford both switch stances and whatnot, and how he's a fan of Crawford. He's picking Crawford. Antonio Tarver, he says Crawford can do more, but he has to hurt Spence early. Canelo Alvarez, he said Crawford, skill, power. Oscar De La Hoya, he said Crawford will do a number on him. Stylistically more diverse, better technique. Stylistically more diverse, better technique. Tim Bradley said, my money's on Crawford. The right hand of Ugas got in. Andy Ruiz, I'm rooting for Crawford. Robert Garcia, I lean towards Crawford. The winner is number 1 pound for pound. Zab Judah, Zab said, I'm going with the lefty. Wink, wink. He then compared the fight to Leonard Hagler, Tyson, and Holyfield of today. So Zab has high expectations for it. Keith Thurman said, hard not to like Crawford. Amir Khan said, Crawford unanimously. Sugar Shane Mosley said, if it's a KO, it leans more towards Crawford. Most of the ones who elaborate, they speak on the tools in the toolbox analogy, meaning more weapons. Crawford has more ways, different ways to fight, different ways to beat you. But boxing, it's about using the proper tools at the proper time. And that's an Errol Spence specialty. He knows what he has, he's good at, and he knows what to do, what he's good at the proper time. Teddy Atlas had mentioned how Bud is an instinctual presence more than any fighter he's ever seen. He kind of makes it up as he goes. And he said he wouldn't be shocked if Crawford hurt Spence late in the fight. Didn't really predict. Well, I've seen kind of both predictions from Atlas to this point. So we'll have to see. He'll probably change his opinion back to what it was initially. Pre-sale tickets sold out with the quickness. And the low cost of pre-sale tickets was $1,505. The high end was $8,500. So just all the tickets within that range sold out immediately, forthwith. But yeah, man, I'm excited about this one so much so I'm just gave you a Bud Love video. You already know Spence Love is coming. It's in the chamber. We're going to do more of this leading up to the fight that we all are highly anticipating. REED-BBS. Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television, Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.